one of the big storylines out here in the Bay Area with St. Mary's is that, the last 3 years in a row, they've had a top 13 adjusted defense. A huge reason for that is Logan Johnson. So he finally departs. He's probably the best athlete, especially defending the perimeter that Randy Bennett's ever been able to work with. So how big of a dip will the St. Mary's defense take without him? Obviously, so much of that is scheme and design and mucking it up and all that. But just the fact that the last handful of years, Bennett had Logan to just say, hey, go shut down the best player on the other team. And it worked in 85% of their games, it seems like. Now, it's a whole different look and feel. Like, even if it becomes a Josh Jefferson, a Jordan Ross, a Mason Forbes, it's not going to be the same level of athlete as Logan. So they are going to have to adjust for that. And that, to me, I'm pretty fascinated about that, just in terms of how good St. Mary's really is. And then I think, the biggest storyline is if one of those three on paper, it's really hard to predict anybody in the bottom five emerging as any kind of that large caliber team. But you can make a case for a Santa Clara, a San Francisco, or a Loyola Marymount if they play well enough in these first 2 months. And I just want to say Santa Clara did an incredible job with their schedule, really taking on the St. Mary's model of recent years and really going for it. They're in a tournament where they play Oregon in the first game and they get either Alabama or Ohio State in the second game. That's unheard of for a program like Santa Clara. So the fact that their coaches get it, not only from a recruiting and a scheme perspective, but they're also now doing it across the board nationally in a scheduling manner. As you mentioned, Zach, they finished third the last 2 years. They finished in the 60s in the net, in that range. They've had multiple first-round picks now. And I think they're just tired of not really getting seriously considered by the committee. And they've gone out of their way. To my knowledge, on paper, they're at 11 games against top two quadrant teams on paper. See how that shakes out later. But how many of those 11 games can Santa Clara win? I think they have the best chance of the three just because of that aggressive mentality they had in the offseason.